I'm Sue McMahon and I'm cookery editor of Women's Weekly magazine, and I'm going to show you how to make a white cottage loaf. The cottage loaf is just the name of the shape of the bread. You can use the same mixture in a loaf tin if you'd prefer a more traditional shape if you want to slice it for sandwiches or for toast. Anyway, the ingredients are 500 grams of strong plain flour, a teaspoon of salt, 60 grams of butter which I've cubed, then a 7-gram sachet of fast action dried yeast, 300 millilitres of warm water. This, if I put my finger in it, it feels just tepid, so it's at blood heat, and then I need 1 egg for glazing it. So the first thing to do is to add the salt to the flour and the butter, and then I'm going to rub this butter in until the mixture is like fine breadcrumbs. The butter was at room temperature rather than straight from the fridge, so that makes it slightly easier to rub it in. If you want to speed this stage up, you could put the mixture into the bowl of a food processor with the cutting blade and whiz it up. Okay, so that's mixed in enough now. So I'm going to add the sachet of dried yeast and mix it into the flour, and then I'm going to tip this into the bowl of the food processor. And the food processor has the dough attachment fitted to it. You could also do it in a tabletop food mixer with a dough hook, or alternatively you could just mix it together by hand and then knead it by hand. But this is a slightly easier way, so I'm going to start it off on a slow speed, and then I can increase the speed while the ingredients combine. And actually with this machine, I find it's better to use it on the pulse action to knead it. I'm going to cut off about 1/3 of the dough, and I'm going to use a little bit of flour while I shape the larger portion into a ball. I'm going to shape it so it has a nice smooth surface and rest it on the baking tray. Then I'm going to shape the smaller bit into a ball, and you can put some water on top of this, but it normally does hold just by pressing it on top, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some flour on my finger and then press down through to the tin. So I've put it on the baking sheet which I've buttered just to make sure the loaf doesn't stick. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some cuts using the tip of the knife, cutting into the dough. Try not to drag the dough too much, so to make lots of shorter movements. So I'm going to first of all divide it into 4. And then I'm going to divide each of those sections into 3. So you can see the loaf is beginning to expand slightly even as I'm cutting it. So this will give me 12 sections of the bread. So when you've gone around it, you can just cut again any which don't look as deep as the others. So as the dough rises, these will open out a little bit more.